Hey guys, I'm back today for another Thaiware review. I've been lucky enough to spend the last 2 weeks testing out the new Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S. This bad boy right here is the next flagship smartphone from Xiaomi. Let's check it out. Let's start with an unboxing. The sleek black box features a gold Xiaomi logo with literally nothing else. How fancy. The box here is not very organized, but only because I've already unboxed it and tried to stuff it all back in. When you open the box, you'll get a thank you note from Xiaomi. This is the 2S right here. We also have the charger and adapter right next to it. Actually, there's also a protective film on the phone too, but I just got too excited. It was right here on top of the phone with a neat little note. Let's dig in a little deeper. Right there is the phone itself. We'll talk about the specs a little later, but I promise it's worth the wait. In the box next to the phone is the USB-C connector, which is used to transmit data and charge your phone. This connects to a normal USB-C adapter, which is included right here. For those who need a little more juice, the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S features quick charge. Oh look, another box! I'm totally not pretending that I know what's inside. Inside is a standard black phone case. Also, there is the manual. There's also an insert with a pin to open the SIM card gate and USB-C to 3.5mm headphone adapter. This is because the Mi Mix 2S does not have a headphone jack. Next up, let's have a look at the design. First up is the screen. As you can see, the front face is almost entirely screen. There's no dodging around external features. That's because the camera is on the bottom of the phone right here. I should also mention that previous Mi Mix models were entirely 100% nothing but ceramic bodies. But this one right here only has a ceramic body on the back of the phone. That's because the front is made from Gorilla Glass 4. The Gorilla Glass connects to the ceramic back with an aluminum edge. Let's break it down part by part. The screen is 5.99 inches. The bottom has a USB-C connector. The left side has the power and volume buttons. The back has a glossy ceramic coating, just begging to be smudged. Cops would love this phone. The phrase Mi Mix designed by Xiaomi can also be seen on the back here. Above the text is the biometric recognition scanner, and this is a 12-megapixel dual camera with wide-angle and telescopic lenses. This is just as good as the iPhone X. Here is the SIM holder right here. It can hold 2 nano SIM cards. Before we get into software, let me slide the provided case on because I just can't handle these smudges. The case makes it look pretty good, but you just can't see the ceramic body anymore. Ugh, that's so much better. Beautiful, nah? Now we can get into the software. The Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S runs on Android Oreo 8.0 with MIUI version 9. You can see it right here, Oreo 8.0 with MIUI version 9.5.4. There still haven't been any new updates for that. Also, you can see there aren't any app drawers. So when you download applications, they will just show up like this, much like iOS. You can see recent notifications when you swipe down. It looks really neat. The quick access toolbar can also be accessed here. It's kind of like Android as well, but there is one small difference. Can you tell? The 3 musketeers on the bottom of the screen are missing! Normal Android phones feature the standard back, home, and multitasking buttons, but they're gone. The reason is because I have the Mi Mix S2 in full screen mode right now, which can be changed right here. The full screen mode is a great feature for such a large screen. It really helps utilize that full 5.99 inches without having too much difficulty with accessibility. Once you change to full screen, you might wonder how you can access our favorite little buttons. For example, I want to call someone, but I'm currently viewing photos. How can I do this? All I gotta do is swipe up from the bottom, just like the iPhone X. What about if I want to go back to a previous app? Easy. Just swipe from the side. Accessing multitasking is accomplished by swiping up and holding. Personally, I like this better. It feels more immersive and is still easy to use. Another thing I want to talk about is the theme. When you choose a theme, it doesn't just change the look, but also the features that go with it. There are a lot of interesting and unique themes to choose from, no matter what type of style you're aiming for. You can even import your own photos and themes from Instagram if you want to branch out a little bit. Here I will choose a different theme. You can see how the home menu screen has changed too. The general appearance of the icons have also changed. Let's look at another one just to drive the point home. Let me find the flashlight one. Oh, I don't see it. But most of the themes have the lock screen navigation buttons set to flashlight and camera. Next up, we'll talk about general use. Let's see how smooth this bad boy runs. Let's start with a simple web search. The phone uses Snapdragon 845 and a 6 gigabytes of RAM, so it has absolutely no trouble with running smoothly. We can also run it on split screen with 2 apps running at the same time. It's really convenient and still has no difficulty running. You can play games and watch YouTube at the same time. However, you can't modify the ratio of the split screens, so you're always stuck with that perfect 50-50 split. Though it also can be used in landscape. And since the screen is so big, watching YouTube is, well, let me just show you. Because the screen has an 18:9 aspect ratio, some videos have sidebars. It really depends on the video you watch, but we can also zoom in and make it full screen, cropping the video to remove the sidebars. The speakers are also really high quality. Now let's put this to the real test with some games. As I said before, the Snapdragon 845 and 6 gigabytes of RAM have no problem with anything you can throw at it. So I'm loading up some ROV, which all of you should know by now. Look how fast it loads here. You don't have to worry about friends waiting for you in-game while you download. Instead, you'll be the one waiting for them. You can also see how smoothly it runs. No lagging, no matter what, even on the highest graphics settings. Let the particles fly. If ROV has no issues, other games will run just as well. Now let's check out another game just to prove it. You might know this next game as well due to its recent ascent to fame, PUBG. This is one of those games that just aches for processing power. Any hiccup in the processor leads to lag, skipping frames, not using your weapon, and inevitably, death. So we have only one thing to do. Jack up the graphics settings with Ultra HD mode. Will it run? Let's see. Oh boy, he is really naked. I don't think I've ever seen that many polygons in a single nipple. Even on the highest settings, movement doesn't cause any issues with the frame rate. Now this is gaming. I don't think I could ever go back. Let me try out some combat. Whew, what a miss. Anyways, I guarantee that you can play PUBG on any setting without any lag. On to the camera. To be perfectly honest, I was a little surprised when opening the camera because it feels identical to an iPhone camera. The camera menus are also very similar, with the option to take 10-second short videos and 4K HDR full-length videos. But this phone is all about higher quality photos. This is portrait mode right here. The Mi Mix 2S isn't like other Android competitors. With the 2S, you need to utilize a longer focus length. Other Android phones are snap and shoot with good photos of all kinds, but this phone really specializes in targets at a distance, giving you a kind of bokeh-like feel. We also have square mode, which isn't special unless you're filling your Instagram feed. There is also panorama mode, allowing you to take wide-angle photos by dragging the camera across the field of vision. Lastly, there is a manual mode, which allows you to adjust light balance, focus, and shutter speed manually. The slowest shutter speed possible is 1/2 second, while the fastest is 1/1000th of a second. The ISO can also be adjusted with a maximum of 1600. Also remember that this is a dual camera, meaning you can choose between a wide-angle lens and a telescoping lens. You can see Doraemon here is pretty far away, but if you use a telescoping lens, you can see it much closer. It's pretty quick and convenient to switch between the two lenses. The Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S also features AI mode, which is able to analyze the subject of the photo. For example, when we take a picture of food, it will adjust its settings and filter to best suit food pictures. This icon at the top of the screen would also change to a fork and spoon, indicating that it knows that it's a food picture. Or if you're taking a picture of a person, the icon will change into a portrait, altering the filter and settings for that particular mode. Let's take a look at some examples. As you can see in the example photos, the pictures are pretty dark. I swear it's not the camera, Bangkok is pretty gloomy during the rainy season. I tried to wait for a sunny day, but that just never happened. So I had to go out and take some pictures. It's not like I photoshopped it or anything. They are as taken, I swear. Let's move on to the front camera. I'd like to thank our lovely model for playing guinea pig and taking selfies on an unknown device. Let's have a look at some photos. After using the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S for 2 weeks, I have to admit that it is a really good phone. At this price, between 17 and 18,000 baht, you get a Snapdragon 845 processor and 6GB of RAM. I think it's a really good deal. You won't find anything else as powerful at this price range. For those of you who are a fan of Xiaomi, you can find the Mi Mix 2S at any phone retailer, so be sure to check it out. In the meantime, I can't wait to see what toy I'll have for our next Thaiware review. If you don't want to miss out, be sure to subscribe. Bye bye!